The time is 3:14 in the morning. A phone rings in a quiet room. The sound cuts through the stillness of a sleeping world. A dispatcher answers, practiced and calm.
911, what is your emergency?
On the other end, faint breathing, shallow and quick. A single hushed phrase slips through the static. A woman's voice, small, trembling.
There's someone in my house.
The dispatcher starts protocol, questions cast into the dark. The line goes dead. A click. Then nothing. This isn't a movie. The tape is real. One quiet call, a fragment that won't leave your memory. The first tape we will examine begins late on a Tuesday night. The call is from a woman, her voice barely a whisper, a desperate attempt to remain unheard. In the background, a faint dog barks several houses away, but then another sound, much closer, footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming down the hall. She tells the dispatcher the footsteps are inside her house. The door to her bedroom is open. Light from the hall slices the dark. She had not left it open. She had not turned on that light. The tension on the tape is a physical thing. You feel it coil in your chest. Her breathing is ragged, each inhale a struggle against panic. A sharp metallic sound, like keys or a tool, falls to the floor. At that moment she stops speaking. The silence that follows is absolute. The dispatcher, steady but urgent, calls her name. He repeats it. "Ma'am, are you there?" Only a few more seconds of hollow quiet. The tape cuts off. The call is over. Units arrive in under 4 minutes. The house, just as described, except for one thing. It is empty. The second tape is different. It comes from a man, a concerned neighbour, voice deep, thick with sleep, but steady. He was woken by screams from the apartment next door. Sharp, panicked, then cut off. He sees a dark sedan speed away, tires squealing. As it disappears, the streetlight by the alley flickers and dies, plunging the space into blackness. The dispatcher asks for the address. He gives it, more urgent now. He saw a figure, just a silhouette, run into that alley. Units are on the way. Their sirens a growing wail on the tape. The alley is their first focus. It is empty. But on the curb, something, a small wet pool of blood. Nearby, a single woman's shoe. No body, no weapon, no victim. The neighbour saw only a shadow, swallowed by sudden dark. Years later, the shoe sits in a bag, lonely, unanswered. The recording asks the same question. Who ran into the dark, and where did they go? The third tape is perhaps the most disturbing.
The call comes from a child, her voice small, words simple and direct. She tells the dispatcher that her mommy won't wake up.
Quick, shallow breaths, tiny gasps between sentences.
She is not crying. Her voice is flat.
Normal sounds intrude, a loud cartoon, and then a baby begins to cry.
The dispatcher softens, keeping the child on the line, asking for an address. "Stay with me. What's your address? Can you tell me the numbers on your house?"
Rustling, then, "I'm pointing at them."
The call takes a sudden turn.
A man's angry voice erupts. "What are you doing? I called them already."
The line is cut. Crews, already dispatched from a previous disconnected call, arrive minutes later. The mother is alive but disoriented. No injury, no drugs, no memory. The child will not speak about that night. The case is closed, not a crime, but the tape remains. The man's voice was never identified. His first call was never logged. It leaves a larger question. How many small voices are ignored or forgotten? Each tape does one thing with chilling precision. It captures the final sound before a life is altered. Small details, insignificant until they aren't. A creak, a distant bark, a forgotten song's hum. The only pieces they can transmit until the line goes dead. 911 is simple by design. You call, someone answers, questions, help. They coordinate police, fire and medical fast, but sometimes help arrives too late. The tape becomes a small window into vast darkness. In one unsolved call, a cheerful TV hums as a calm voice says, "I think I'm in trouble," and hangs up. Home empty, no disturbance. Normality makes it worse. Sounds become a map, music type, clock chimes, room echo. Sometimes that map is blank. The promise breaks, and only the echo remains. These tapes do not simply fade into a cold file. They change the people who hear them. Families replay last breaths, last words. They dissect every pause, every background noise, the pitch of a fearful whisper, the rhythm of a nervous laugh, the shape of a sob, small, heavy stones carried in the heart. Investigators listen for patterns, repeated words, familiar sounds. They hope for a lead. Most days, the tape offers nothing new. These calls force hard questions, truth from fragments, weight of a whisper, trust in silence. A cold, quiet horror waiting to be heard. The horror lives in the gap between plea and arrival. The final sound refuses to explain itself. If you ever hear one of these tapes, listen past the voice. Hear the texture of the silence, ticking clocks, appliance hum, a creaking step, the sound that doesn't fit. Tiny acoustics can be a map to a street, a room, another person, or to nothing at all. A last call is a promise broken before it can be kept. A story that begins and never concludes. Proof that some nights end with a sound and then a blank. Tonight, a phone will ring. A dispatcher will answer. A trembling voice will speak a fragment and be captured. Years from now, someone will press play. The tape will only play its part. The silence will be just as loud.